Do this with me. Calm your head, heart, and hands as you slowly breathe in, out. In and out.
Let's enter God's story together. Here's the story symbol for the part of God's story that we'll be spending time in today. I wonder what clues it gives us about the story we're about to hear. Listen closely as we read the story together to see which story our symbol represents. Once again, Paul had been arrested for telling people about Jesus. After hearing Paul's stories, officials decided that Paul should go to Rome to appear before Caesar. Here's how Luke, the author of Acts, begins our story in the Bible.
Acts 27. When it was decided that we would sail for Italy, Paul and some other prisoners were handed over to a centurion named Julius, who belonged to the imperial regiment. We boarded a ship from Adramyttium, about to sail for ports along the coast of the province of Asia, and we put out to sea. Aristarchus, a Macedonian from Thessalonica, was with us.
Paul and some other prisoners boarded a ship for Rome. Paul knew that this would be a long trip, but along the way there would be many stops at new and interesting cities. And for Paul, that meant lots of chances to tell others the good news about Jesus. The sailors pulled on the ropes and set the sails. They were on the way. The ship sailed night and day and night. Here's something to think about. How do you think that felt? The people ate and slept on the ship, except when the ship stopped at cities on the way to Rome. And every time Paul had a chance to get off the ship, I'll bet you can guess what he did. You're right. Of course, he told people about Jesus. One day, everyone on the ship felt the weather change. Winter was coming. Paul knew that it would be a good time to stop and find a safe place to stay until the warm spring winds came. So Paul asked the ship's captain to find a safe place to wait for better weather. But the captain said, we'll be okay. Let's keep going. Paul was worried that if they kept going, they would end up in bad weather they couldn't sail through. He worried that they would lose the ship and everything on it, including the people. But the captain was in charge, so the ship sailed ahead straight into the crashing waves and the cold wind. Instead of getting better, the storm got worse. The sky grew dark. Lightning flashed. Thunder crashed. The winds began to roar, colder, harder, stronger. The waves battered the ship, sending it up and down and sideways. The winter storm raged and howled day and night and day. I wonder, Can you imagine how everyone on board felt? How would you have felt? They kept trying to sail around the storm, but couldn't find a safe way to land. It had been a long time since they had eaten. They were hungry and scared. It looked like all of Paul's fears were coming true. But Paul spoke in a calm voice. Don't be afraid. No one will be lost. Last night, an angel from God came to me with good news. My great God has promised to save me, and all of you too. I know that Jesus is with me, and I am sure we will be safe. Now it's time to stretch your thinking. How do you think the people on the ship felt after hearing what Paul said? But the wind and water still beat against the ship, knocking it deeper and deeper into the cold, dark waves. With a giant crash, the ship rammed into a rock and began to break apart. People from all parts of the ship tumbled into the cold, dark waves. Other people jumped in after them, for the ship was breaking into pieces. "Jump! Swim to shore!" shouted the captain. Some people swam, others grabbed boards from the broken ship and held on tight. One by one, the cold, frigid people headed to the shore of a nearby island. And one by one, the wet and shivering people climbed onto the shore. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way to 276. The captain counted just to make sure. Yes, every single person was safe from that frightening storm and the terrible shipwreck. The ship was in pieces, but the people were safe. Paul looked at everyone and smiled. I told you we would be safe. Jesus promised to be with us. And he was. Here's some faith builder questions. If you were on the ship with Paul, would you have been scared? Are there times when you feel as scared as the people on the ship felt? Do you know that Jesus is with you when you're frightened? Now it's your turn to respond to the story. Select and do one or more of the response activities from God's Big Story card number 162. Or check out 5 ways to retell a Bible story with kids for some fun ways to retell this story. For an easy extra this week, continue your conversation about fears. Write out the fears that your children mentioned at the end of the story on the paper provided. Ask the children if they have any other fears to add. Be sure to add your own fears to your list as well, to help your family realize that we all become frightened from time to time. Assure everyone that being afraid is normal for kids and adults. Place your list where everyone can see it, and recall Jesus' presence with Paul and his promise to keep everyone safe on the ship. Remind your children that Jesus is always with us too. We can trust Jesus to be with us, as he was with Paul and the others on the ship.
Let us pray. Dear Jesus, you are with us when we are alone in the dark. You are with us when we are afraid of doing something new. You are with us when we are afraid to go to school. You are with us when we are afraid of loud noises or spooky sounds, shadows. Thank you for being with us when we feel scared. What a peaceful feeling it is to know that you are always with us. Amen.
That's it for this week. Have fun shining at home. We'll see you later.